Most stakes races we profile here are named after top people in the racing world or even history, like say the Whitneys or the Woodwards. The Carter was named after William Carter. Who was he? Apparently, just a Brooklyn contractor and a tugboat captain. Yep, that's it, and all I could find on this guy. So why is the race named for him then? Basically, he put up most of the money for the purse and provided the trophy. So if anyone else has any information on this mysterious Captain Carter, please feel free to let me know. Now that the name has been sorted out, let's take a deeper look at the Carter and how it holds a historical place in racing as being the only stakes race ever run to have this occur. What was it? Oh, just wait and see. First run in 1895 at the old Aqueduct racetrack, it was originally a 1.25 mile contest. That shortened to 1 1/8 in 1896, and then 1 1/16 in 1897. The remaining runnings have all been between 7 and 6 furlongs, with the currently run distance of 7 furlongs being in place since 1903. It stayed at Old Aqueduct till 1955, then took a trip over to Belmont Park from 56 to 59, back to Aqueduct from 60 to 67, then back to Belmont again from 68 to 74. It's been at the Big A ever since, except for one running in 1994 when they decided to run it back at Big Sandy for some reason. It has turned into one of the premier early races for older sprinter milers and often can be used as a stepping stone to the Met Mile later in the year at Belmont. The Carter has had many memorable performances over the years, from Forgo's come from behind win over the speedy Mr. Prospector in 1974.
Straightening away in the stretch, that's Forgo on the outside. Taking the lead by 1 length, Mr. Prospector is now second, Lone Tree third. Timeless Moment is fourth, and Infuriator. At the 16th pole, it's Forgo on the outside, going easily. Jockey Eleodoro Agustinez aboard.
To sprint champion Housebusters win in 1991.
Housebuster is drawn clear now at the 8th pole by 3. Black Tie up there takes up the chase, takes over second. Senor Speedy is finished, followed by Rousing Past, Rubiano, and Gervasi with the late run. Passing the 16th pole, it's Housebuster going on to victory in the Carter.
And even the front-running upset put on by the gallant Green Grotto in last year's renewal.
Closing on the outside. Now needing running room is Tommy Macho. He's got no place to go. He's trapped in behind horses. Green Grotto is still there. Unified on the outside. The two of them come down to the line. Green Grotto, get it! Green Grotto and Krista Carlo have shocked them in the Carter at 54-1.
However, the one edition the Carter is most known for is the 1944 running, where the idea behind what a handicap race was supposed to do was never more demonstrated in a stakes race. But first, a quick word on what a handicap race is. As everyone knows, in the racing world, there are horses that will always be amazingly top fast runners, and some, well, that are not quite that. So how do you make the races competitive so the top horses are not always beating the lesser talented or not quite as fast ones? You handicap the top horses per se by making them carry more weight than the others to make them work harder and potentially be a little slower. This extra weight is in the form of lead weights that are added to the saddle pad, since obviously a jockey can't just gain a bunch of weight for one race. The person who decides how much weight a horse should carry in a handicap race is called the racing secretary. The goal, in theory, is that each horse is given a weight assignment that will have them all reach the finish line at the exact same time. Of course, that never happens, but in the 1944 Carter, the racing secretary probably got it as close as anyone in a stakes race. In that race, run just 3 days after D-Day overseas and what was the third of New York racing's war relief days, 9 horses went to the post. But the 3 that will always be remembered are Bossuet, the favorite, Brownie, a 10-1 shot, and Wait a Bit, at about 7-1 on the board. As the field turned for home, the front runners began to fade a bit, and Brownie and Bossuet both were coming on, with Wait a Bit waiting no longer and coming up the rail. The trio sped to the wire together, Wait a Bit on the rail, Brownie on the outside, and Bossuet battling back in between them, and hit that wire in a finish that had everyone in attendance wondering who had won. What did the photo show? That's right, a triple dead heat. To date, the only triple dead heat to ever occur in a stakes race, and a photo finish shot that graces many a racing tavern or even your favorite OTB or racing joint. So next time you are out and see that photo, you will know exactly what it was from and who was in it. By the way, exactly how does a photo finish work? Well, stay tuned for a future segment here at ThoroughFan where I break it all down in a soon-to-debut, totally new feature.
This education segment brought to you by ThoroughFan. Check out ThoroughFan.com to learn everything about this amazing sport we call thoroughbred racing and to become a member today. ThoroughFan, giving the fans a voice.